In a new twist of events, one of Blake Lively's cast members from the film It Ends With Us has spoken up about all the drama surrounding the movie and Blake herself. Brandon Skellner has defended co-star Blake Lively, author Colleen Hoover, and the other women behind the film against online negativity. He addressed the criticism surrounding the film's cast in a lengthy Instagram post, saying, "I wanted to take a minute and address all the stuff swirling online," he began. "Colleen and the women of this cast stand for hope, perseverance, and for women choosing a better life for themselves. Vilifying the women who put so much of their heart and soul into making this film because they believe so strongly in its message seems counterproductive and detracts from what this film is about. It is, in fact, the opposite of the point. What may or may not have happened behind the scenes does not and hopefully should not detract from what our intentions were in making the film. It's been disheartening to see the amount of negativity being projected online," he continued. Now, he said this because there have been a lot of rumors online that Blake was feuding with her other co-star and director of the film, Justin Baldoni. Now, a lot of internet sleuths have been trying to research to see what's been going on, as the pair didn't interact with each other at the premiere or do any interviews or even take any photos together. Clearly, something happened. Now, Blake has also faced additional fan criticism for her tone-deaf approach to promoting the movie. She's been promoting this film as a rom-com when it covers serious topics. It's not a rom-com, and at the premiere, her husband Ryan Reynolds attended, but so did his Deadpool 3 co-star Hugh Jackman. A lot of people have claimed that it felt like Blake and Ryan were trying to recreate the magic of the Barbie and Oppenheimer movie premieres last summer. But due to the nature of It Ends With Us, it's just not the right thing to do at all. It seemed like all Blake cared about was reaching high numbers at the box office and looking good, not trying to tell the story of a DV victim and bring awareness to the issues in the film. Now, Blake has also been blasted as tone-deaf and shallow after she hosted an interview with her It Ends With Us co-stars and failed to discuss the serious messages behind the movie. Blake sat down with fellow cast members Jenny Slate and Isabella Ferrer, as well as the author Colleen last week to discuss the new movie, but all they really talked about was their zodiac signs and their dream jobs. There was no mention of DV during their chat at all, and social media users were quick to slam them, particularly Blake, who hosted the interview, for partaking in the breezy questionnaire given the serious nature of the film and for failing to speak about the topic. But in Brandon's post on Instagram, he continued by saying, "Trust me when I tell you, there isn't a single person involved in the making of this film that was not aware of the responsibility we had in making this. A responsibility to all the women who have experienced generational trauma, DV, or struggle with looking in the mirror and loving who they see. All I ask is that before you spread hate on the internet, ask yourself who it's helping. Ask yourself if your opinions are based in any fact, or if you simply want to be a part of something. Let's be a part of something better together, a part of a new story written for women and all people everywhere." Now, he concluded, signing off with, "Lead with love and please be kind." Now, that other interview wasn't the only time Blake has acted weird during an interview for this film. In a recent Jake Takes interview hosted by Jake Hamilton, Blake, who appears alongside the co-star Brandon, is asked about how people affected by the movie might approach her in public to discuss some of its themes. "If someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?" he asked Blake. Now, Blake then decided to answer in what she thought was a funny way. She proceeded to make a joke as she sarcastically questioned, like asking for my address or my phone number or like location share. Now, she continued to joke but eventually answered more seriously, but that really wasn't the right tone at all. Several internet users have been left appalled at Blake's initial dismissive response to Jake's question. Her initial response to the first question is so out of touch, one person commented on YouTube, appalled at how she turned a deep, personal, serious question into a joke, someone else wrote on Twitter. Now, while Blake has touched on the movie's darker themes occasionally, she has been lighthearted for most of the press tour. For example, she's focused much of her energy on her floral looks, which reference her character's name and profession. She even says in the film's official TikTok account's promotional clip, "Grab your friends, wear your florals," as she encourages people to watch the movie, which really isn't that appropriate to say due to the content of the film. Now, a lot of people have also been coming out and accusing Blake of being a a mean girl. A journalist just released an interview she did with Blake in 2016 that made her so uncomfortable she wanted to quit her job. Norwegian interview Kirsty Flaw, who goes by Kirsty, posted a video simply called "The Blake Lively Interview That Made Me Want to Quit My Job" to her popular YouTube channel earlier this week, and viewers have been left horrified by the 4-minute long footage. Now in the clip, Blake is promoting the movie Cafe Society and is joined by her co-star Parker Posey. Now this interview happened months after Blake announced her pregnancy, so the journalist congratulated her by starting off the interview with congratulating her on her little bump. Now Blake didn't like this too much and mocked her by repeating "Congrats on your little bump" back to the interviewer. Now Kirsty was clearly not pregnant, and she has now explained that she is infertile, so that comment hurt her even more. That wasn't all though. As the interview went on, the two co-stars eventually started ignoring Kirsty and just had a conversation among themselves. Blake seemingly actively avoids making eye contact with the reporter, and even when she does look away from Parker, she's looking off camera rather than at Kirsty. Now once the interview time is up, both Blake and Parker appear to roll their eyes and pull a face as the interviewer leaves. Yeah, these two are grown women doing this, and it's just so disrespectful and rude. So since more people have seen this interview, they've been even more upset with Blake, and rightfully so, because her behavior recently has just been absolutely horrible. Now to get people off her back, Blake's team put out a story about her feuding with her co-star Justin to try to make him look bad, but people are seeing right through it. Blake has told people that there were multiple reasons Justin made her feel uncomfortable on the set of It Ends With Us, and sources with direct knowledge told TMZ that there was a scene in which Justin lifts Blake into the air. According to their sources, Justin has a history of back problems, and before lifting Blake, he went to his on-set trainer and asked how much she weighed and how he could train to protect his back from injury. Now Blake later found out about Justin's comment and felt that he fat-shamed her. So Blake is trying to make it seem like he was calling her fat or something, when that's not what happened at all. Then another source said the second incident that allegedly made Blake uncomfortable on set is when the two engaged in a kissing scene and Blake felt that he lingered longer than he should have with the kiss. Now it was also revealed by Blake that her husband Ryan Reynolds helped on the film and even rewrote some of the scenes, especially the most important one where the two main characters meet for the first time. Now the film screenwriter Christy Hall tells People magazine that the specific scene was probably the trickiest one to tackle because it's perfect in the novel. But when they filmed the scene, she said that she wasn't aware that someone had rewritten the script, as she assumed that the actors were improvising the changes. Like when he says "pretty pleased with the cherry on top" and she talks about the maraschino cherries. When I saw the cut, I was like, oh, that's cute. That must have been a cute improvised thing. So if I'm being told that Ryan wrote that, then great, how wonderful, Christy said. There were a few little flourishes that I did not write, and if those flourishes came from Ryan, I think that's wonderful. Now, while Christy might not have a problem with the rewrite, it's less clear what the film's other stars think. Now, the cast has been pretty split on Blake and Justin. Not everyone is defending Blake like it has been reported, but apparently there are sides, and one anonymous source called it a civil war. Now, it's such a shame that this film has such an important message and behind the scenes drama is overshadowing it. So, what do you guys think about all the drama? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I'm your host Emily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.